Welcome everybody, I'm RJ of The Nerdy Brew, and here on this channel we talk TV, movies, and everything in between, all while drinking a cup of coffee. Now if you like one of those things or all of those things, why don't you consider subscribing and hit that notification bell and becoming a fellow Brewster. So today, fellow Brewsters, recently we got news of the Avengers Doomsday. It's currently in production. And they did their casting announcement of current MCU actors along with the old actors that were coming out of Fox from the X-Men universe, and now they're going to be included in the next Avengers film. So as of right now, that's the big news, the big announcement. But at the time of this recording, the Spider-Man news dropped about when the next movie release date is going to come for that. But I'm here talking about this right now due to my outside life. So we're here now talking about these things. And so far the MCU has been including mutants slowly but surely inside of their storytelling. Between 2017 and 2019, Disney, which owns Marvel Studios, also acquired Fox Studios, or 20th Century Fox, and that owned the X-Men characters. So they've been slowly, trickling down on what those characters were. So let's start with Wanda and her brother Quicksilver, Petriol, Petroleum Jelly. They were like a different kind of rights issue where they were shared between Fox and Marvel. Those characters will be able to be used, and we got introduced to them all the way back in 2015 at Age of Ultron. But the thing about Wanda, we're finding out new things about Wanda as her story continues. She's an ancient mystical mutant from the Mind Stone. She a bit WTF. I don't know what is going on with her, but she's just a special X-Men mutant entity, right? That's her. So we had two Quicksilvers. We had one who was her brother at Age of Ultron, who is also Kraven the Hunter. And then we also had Ralph Boner.
You're Ralph Boner?
Who's also the Quicksilver in Days of Future Past. Then we had Professor Xavier, who was in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Then we had Namor, who is called the First Mutant, but I don't know about the MCU, but he's a freak. And with him being included, they messed up his timeline, and I'll give a video about that anywhere you see. Synergistic. Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan on Disney Plus, and she had her own show. She was called a mutant at the end of her show, and they wasn't using Inhumans, which was unfortunate. Beast by Kelsey Grammer is in the post-credit scene in a different universe of the movie The Marvels. I like that movie, by the way, and it was better than the first one. Deadpool and Wolverine had Deadpool, Wolverine, Gambit, X-23, and other Fox X-Men characters. They announced all these X-Men characters or actors that were going to be in Avengers Doomsday, along with the actors from the last two phases of the MCU proper. Now, for me personally, this really got me worried on storytelling, development, how things are gonna go for this film based off of this announcement. Now, for me, I love the X-Men. I'm gonna show y'all something. Edit. So I still have it here after all these years, is that this is my X-Men 1.5. And the thing about my X-Men 1.5 is that this is my first DVD that I bought with my own money. And this was bought at the time right before X2 was gonna come out. And it just had all the behind the scenes and all the extra credit stuff leading into what X2 was gonna be. And yeah, I was just a little dude, and I bought this with my own money, and I still got it for memorabilia's sake, even though you could just start streaming stuff. But yeah, I got it. I got it. And also it's just such a historical kind of moment of that time period of the X-Men from the 90s, and then they're having their live action debut, and it's just, it has a lot of sentimental value for me. But I got that, and it just seems like I'm okay with the franchise in totality, but just like everything else, it had its peaks and valleys. And you know, not everything from the X-Men universe has been like a knockout out the park, a standout, but it has its moments, it has its films. Logan, Days of Future Past, X2, all of that is great, and they're bringing back these characters, and it just seems like we're trying to get them back into the fold, back into people's consciousness. But the thing is, we said goodbye to these people on multiple occasions, and they never seem to get the timeline correct. I don't want a lot of fanfare, but with the characters, I don't want them to be introduced into the movie for only about 20 minutes and then they gone, right? I kind of want them to be like a staple or whatever. I don't want them to get erased out of the timeline. So we had Patrick Stewart die 4 times on screen, and it's like we bringing them back, and it's like, what are we doing with this? You know, again and again. Like, he died in X3, he died in Days of Future Past, he died in Logan, he died in Multiverse of Madness. So like, we putting them in a place of like, hey, y'all love Patrick Stewart, y'all love his Professor Xavier, well, we're killing them just for you for torture porn. Like, that's what we doing. So for me, I really feel like X-Men or the MCU with these characters should go into a new direction, and maybe that's something that we're building to right now. But it would be cool to have Taron Egerton as Wolverine, a new Cyclops, a new roster is cool. Maybe that's what the MCU is really aiming for when trying to get them included in Doomsday. You know, because after that, we still got Secret Wars, which could be a reset. But I think No Way Home for me is a gem. And I love the nostalgia of adding the 2 other previous Spider-Mans along with Tom Holland and having their villains. I enjoyed that film immensely. But now it seems like the MCU is beating the dead horse with nostalgia.
Dad, what's wrong with AIDS? Why doesn't anyone want me to give them AIDS? There he is, beating that dead horse.
Like, definitely Deadpool wasn't wrong when talking about how signing that contract, Marvel is going to keep their actors working and working and working until a very high age, right?
You're damn straight it is. Fox killed him. Disney brought him back. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
So Jonathan Majors isn't included right now. I don't like Kang. I don't like Kang in the comics. I'm not crazy about the race swap of having Jonathan Majors as the character Kang. I understood what the MCU was doing with bringing in that character for a multiversal saga being included. And I said everything I wanted to say about Jonathan Majors, and you could check out that video. There's synergy with that as well. But his performance in Loki season 2 was phenomenal. Along with that season was great all in itself, but he was definitely a highlight and or standout within it to have it be a very, you know, strong and cohesive season. We all know his legal troubles, so that had him get exited out of that Marvel brand for now. I'm not gonna rehash my thoughts about RDJ's casting. I've already said things about that. I'm gonna link that video definitely at the end. Dr. Doom is a pivotal character in both Secret Wars, the one of 1985 and the one of 2015. Very central, integral to those storylines. But for me, I trust the Russos. They gave me my favorite MCU movies, excluding Black Panther. But out of this situation of this announcement, I have to see how things turn out all in itself. And like, not even the trailer. Like, I have to go see the actual film to have it develop my thoughts, because a lot of people were hyped for Love and Thunder and also Age of Ultron. Those trailers were very selling, right? And you know, those to me they were disappointing films. Do I love Age of Ultron? And I love it for its own reasons, but I don't love it as much as I love the first Avengers or the Thanos films. those are my thoughts so far. I'm worried. I don't want them to be introduced, have these actors, have these characters, let them get their Marvel cash, and then they end up just exiting them out the movie. They get like 20 minutes of screen time, which is fair. It's a long movie, but just introducing them with this big old announcement that all of these people are gonna be in here, and then it doesn't amount to anything substantial. So I would just be definitely devastated. I'm tired of the Hollywood trend of subverting expectations. Please have good expectations for me. All right, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this announcement. I would love to hear from you. We got merch down in the description box for sale. People are supporting, and I would love your support as well. But if you cannot support in that way, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And check out my Dr. Doom videos and anything else. And I'm gonna bring this video to an end, and I want you to be you, do you, see the bigger picture. Have a fantastic day, because you deserve it. This is that channel. Peace.
Mouth on top, kung fu, Bruce Lee chop, moon rocks, go Red Sox, tryna go far like boondocks, headshot, blunt stay hot, talking shit, gotta pull up on they block, you fraud, I'm Couchgod, know you got a tax like a state charge, safe house, safe house, safe house.